TMZ has gotten its hands on that video, and you can hear Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni interacting as themselves, knowing that this is all on video and that this is going to be used to create this dance scene. And no such moment is shown. What does she have to fear if she's telling the truth?
Megyn Kelly just released a piece of evidence so striking that it could unravel every rumor we've heard about the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni controversy. What was once seen as a straightforward case of wrongdoing is now under a microscope, revealing that the real story might be more twisted than anyone imagined. And here's the kicker. We're talking about a legal battle so massive, it might cost somebody hundreds of millions of dollars. Everything started innocently enough, or so people thought, when Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni teamed up to film It Ends With Us. The project itself promised to be a blockbuster, but behind the scenes, tensions were brewing. Initially, reports hinted at friction over creative control, but soon, rumors of more serious allegations began swirling.
Right, and then says, smells good, and she says, it's my body makeup. That's her big harassment moment.
Blake claimed Justin crossed boundaries during a supposedly silent filming montage. She suggested he whispered something suggestive, then got too handsy, leaving her feeling uncomfortable and disrespected. Public support for Blake was immediate. If her version was accurate, then Justin had a lot to answer for. But that's where Megyn Kelly stepped in.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megyn.
Pulling the rug out from under everyone's assumptions. Seemingly out of nowhere, she produced receipts, real visible proof in the form of video footage and text messages that told a very different story. The key piece of evidence featured Blake and Justin fully aware of the cameras, flirtatiously joking as they rehearsed. There was no clear sign of any forced or inappropriate action. The video caught them smiling, leaning in playfully, and teasing each other about makeup and stage blocking. In short, it didn't look like a moment of secret or unwanted contact. Overnight, Blake's version of events looked less airtight, prompting the public to ask if her accusations might be exaggerated or even fabricated.
I will happily participate in releasing any further leaks that they have, because the truth should be out.
That alone could have caused a scandal, but the stakes soared to stratospheric heights when Justin Baldoni dropped a legal bombshell. He filed a lawsuit for a breathtaking $400 million in damages. To say that figure shocked people would be an understatement. In Hollywood, where million-dollar paychecks are tossed around like spare change, a $400 million claim still turns heads.
I would say all of it did not generate with this PR team. I mean, since I've been involved in this case, I've gotten 50 either texts or emails or, things to my firm's website, more than 50 actually, about this was my experience with Blake Lively. We weren't allowed to talk to her on the set. We weren't allowed to ask for an autograph. We were, instructed, this way or that. We were treated like this.
Legal experts quickly questioned if this sky-high demand was merely a tactic, perhaps aimed at forcing a settlement or dominating media coverage. Yet Justin's team insisted it's about more than money. They argued it was also about vindication, about proving that Blake's allegations caused him irreparable harm, derailed his projects, and led to his agency dropping him at a critical juncture in his career. In response, Blake doubled down. She claimed Justin's entire lawsuit was a classic case of deny, attack, reverse victim and offender, otherwise known as DARVO. According to her, she spoke up about misconduct and was instantly vilified. She said Justin weaponized the media to smear her reputation, painting her as a schemer looking to control the film. Blake's side maintains she was standing up for herself in a toxic environment, and that the real abuser is now trying to deflect blame by playing the victim. Then we got another twist. Text messages and voice memos, supposedly from Blake to Justin, surfaced, apparently showing her being far more friendly and forward than her formal complaints suggested. In one instance, she invited him to chat while she was nursing her baby. In another, she teased him about their characters' chemistry, calling him endearing nicknames. Alone, these messages might not mean much. Actors can build camaraderie while working, but stacked against her accusations, they raised eyebrows. Were her claims of feeling unsafe consistent with this warm and playful texting pattern? Megyn Kelly doubled down on these contradictions during her podcast, reading snippets of messages that contradicted the severe tone of Blake's lawsuit. She argued that either Blake's perspective changed drastically or she was curating a misleading narrative in public. Kelly's analysis ignited a firestorm on social media, with some fans firmly on Team Blake and others now siding with Justin. There was no middle ground. The feud had become a full-blown battle of reputations, each camp fighting to control the story. And that's where the $400 million question comes into play. Does Justin truly stand a chance of winning such a gigantic sum, or is it merely leverage in a game of high-stakes poker? Entertainment attorneys point out that to secure an award that big, Justin must show that he was on track to earn near that amount and that the accusations tanked his prospects. It's an uphill climb, to say the least. But if it even comes close to trial, the media circus will be historic. Picture months of testimonies, cross-examinations, leaked documents, and heated courtroom confrontations. It would captivate Hollywood watchers worldwide. Of course, not everyone wants that spotlight. Shortly after Justin filed his lawsuit, Blake's legal team requested a gag order. They argued Justin was deliberately releasing snippets of context, partial messages, short video clips, designed to sway public opinion in his favor. According to Blake's lawyers, if the evidence were shown in full context, it might support her claims. But Justin's camp shot back. If Blake's telling the truth, they asked, what does she have to fear from a complete release of all footage and texts? Let the public decide based on everything, not selective leaks from either side. So far, a gag order hasn't been definitively granted, leaving the door open for more revelations. And what about Ryan Reynolds? The internet has been buzzing with questions about his role in this saga. He's Blake's husband, a major Hollywood power player, yet his voice has been conspicuously absent. Some wonder if he's quietly rallying behind her with top-notch PR advisors. Others speculate that he might be distancing himself from the drama to protect his own brand. Without an official statement, we're left to read the tea leaves. Did he push for the gag order? Is he playing some behind-the-scenes role? Or is he trying to keep the focus on his own projects, far from the chaos swirling around his wife? Legal watchers and entertainment fans are now looking ahead to March 2026, the date set for the potential trial. That's a long way off, meaning more legal wrangling, possible settlements, and likely more leaks will arise in the meantime. Both sides may prefer to reach a private deal rather than endure a hyper-public showdown that airs every humiliating text and video. Yet if they don't reach a settlement, the court case could redefine both their careers and possibly shift how Hollywood handles on-set allegations in the future. The ripple effects are already visible. Justin has lost representation, major speaking engagements, and possibly more behind-the-scenes deals. Blake, once celebrated as a Hollywood darling, is facing the biggest image crisis of her career, with some questioning her credibility. Public opinion is splintered, and each new piece of evidence sparks a fresh round of debate. The conversation is no longer about just one film or one alleged interaction. It has expanded into a commentary on power, gender dynamics, PR spin, and the murky intersection of business and personal relationships in Tinseltown. So, What's the truth? Is Blake a wronged individual standing up against a co-star who took advantage of her? Is Justin an innocent party caught in a cunning plan to seize creative control? Or, as some cynics might suggest, are we looking at two powerful figures locked in a game of Hollywood politics, each weaving a narrative that best serves their long-term interests? The leaked footage Megyn Kelly shared shook everyone's certainty, but each side claims more evidence will soon emerge. It's hard to imagine how many more videos, texts, or voice memos could exist, but given the track record so far, nothing should surprise us. Ultimately, this legal saga might boil down to a single question. Does the most compelling evidence favor Blake or Justin? If a jury ends up seeing a trove of happy, consensual interactions, it could demolish Blake's claims. Conversely, if she produces more explicit proof of misconduct, Justin's $400 million dream dissolves, leaving him with a battered reputation and few career options. A lot can happen before 2026, and for fans who are glued to every twist, it's a waiting game. But one thing is certain, someone's narrative will collapse, and both reputations might sustain damage that no amount of PR wizardry can fully mend. In the end, Hollywood thrives on spectacle, and this is one of the most sensational spectacles in recent memory. The real question for viewers is whether justice and truth will triumph, or whether we'll all be left wondering whose version of events we should have believed from the start. For now, all we can do is watch, comment, and brace ourselves for whatever Megyn Kelly, Blake, or Justin decides to unveil next. For more of the latest news, make sure you watch the next video.